Hi, everyone. I would like to share with you a brief presentation of an overview of biofeedback interventions for speech sound disorders. Just give you a little information to get you started on some of these interventions and how they're used. First of all, what is biofeedback? Biofeedback allows the client to see a visual representation of the way they articulate a target sound in order to compare it to a model. And the client tries to match the sound by experimenting with different forms of articulation. So in this presentation, I will talk about visual forms of biofeedback, which give the client a model to try to match by using, experimenting with different forms of articulation, different tongue shapes, things like that. Who benefits from biofeedback? Biofeedback methods are often used with clients with persistent speech sound errors for whom traditional treatments are not effective. So these are going to be clients perhaps that have tried traditional treatments and they have just not been effective for whatever reason. They may have been, trying these for years, and we need some other way to support them. Is considered a treatment-resistant speech error for some clients. It's the main sound that I'm focusing on here with these treatments. And the reason that is so difficult is that the speaker cannot see the tongue position required from the outside. There are plenty of sounds where we can see the tongue shape and it can be easily modeled by a clinician, but is really tucked up inside and difficult to see. Some of us use a retroflex position, some used a bunched position, and that means that the tongue tip is either pointed up or down. So there's various ways to produce the sound, which adds to its complexity. And some clients do not perceive the difference between correct and incorrect production. So auditory prompts might not benefit them. These are clients who will not benefit from simply being told, point your tongue tip down, point your tongue tip up, move your tongue like this. That is not going to be helpful to them if they are not even perceiving the difference between correct and incorrect. So I'm going to start with the more expensive, sort of harder to find treatments just quickly, and then move to the more widely available treatments. Ultrasound, as you can see from this picture, uses an ultrasound machine, which can be quite costly, and they start at about $12,000. So you're not going to find this is readily available for most clients. But it uses a probe that's placed under the chin to display a real-time image of the speaker's tongue in a mid-sagittal and coronal view. So this has to be done accurately. There's a lot of shadow in ultrasound, so it takes a little bit of technique to get it where it needs to be so you can clearly see the tongue. But then this image can be compared to a static target image. It's highly effective, but again, expensive, not widely used as of now. Electropalatography, also called EPG, is another interesting technique that utilizes in a pseudo-palate, which you see on the right-hand side, which is embedded with sensors. This device is worn inside the mouth like an orthodontic retainer and is connected to a monitor. It allows the speaker to view their own linguopalatal context, which can be compared to a target. So the speaker is able to see where their tongue is touching their palate. Really neat. And they're viewing the image of their palate on the monitor alongside a target, and their image will show shaded dots that indicate areas that do or do not match those of the target. Again, this is cost prohibitive for some clients. Also time prohibitive, as you need time to have the pseudo palate molded, fitted, created, all that. So there is going to be a waiting period to use this technique. Here we go, spectral biofeedback. We're getting to the more available techniques. Spectral biofeedback is going to show you an image like the one in this picture. that is called a linear predictive coding spectrum. You're going to see the formants of the sound as hills. And the speaker tries to match the target shape by speaking into a microphone connected to the software. The sound has a clear formant pattern with a lower third formant, which is very close to the second. So when that sound is produced correctly, the LPC spectrum should look like a tall hill on the left, followed by two shorter hills that are very similar in height and close together. This is widely available technology. There's many apps that you can get for iPad, for tablet, for computer, that make this very accessible to a lot of people. An example is the START app, which stands for Speech Therapist App for Treatment. And I actually have a video posted on my YouTube channel of a tutorial of how to use this. So you can head over there to check that out. Also, there's spectral biofeedback, which the spectrographic type, which is very similar. This is a spectrogram, also a visual representation of that speech signal. It's similar to the LPC biofeedback, but uses a spectrogram instead. And here the formants are displayed as bars, which you can see in this photo. Again, we're trying to match the target spectrogram by speaking into that mic connected to some software. Again, very little equipment is needed and can be less expensive than other methods. This may be more appropriate for some clients, as is the LPC spectral biofeedback, because there's nothing that goes in the mouth, there's nothing that touches the client if they have any sensory issues or aren't able to tolerate such things. And an example of some really inexpensive tech is this app called Audio Spectrogram. And again, I have a video demonstrating this app as well in my YouTube channel. So that's just a quick overview. Here's some references, which I will also put into the comment section, along with some other useful references that you might like to see. And thank you for watching.